Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for part 3 finally for the best albums of 2020 video, and this is for part 3. So I'm going to continue where I left off, uh, with what number I left off at for the list, and let you know what I'm going to get up to or whatever. So let's start with number 53, which is From Ashes to New, Panic. Now, this was actually a pretty good album. They do have that same sound to Linkin Park for most of this album. Like, I know a lot of people are comparing them to them, but no, they're not that terrible. They're pretty good for what they make. There were a lot of great songs on here. Side Effects has grown on me a little more, but I wouldn't call it a favorite of mine. Panic is a good one. Bulletproof is a little cringy, but with the opening verse and all that, with Matt's rapping the first verse or whatever. But yeah, the song's not too bad. But then there's Nothing. Death of Me was really good. It does have that Meteora sound from Linkin Park, if you can tell from that. Sorry that the screen is acting a little weird right now. Like the picture on it's just going a little dim. But yeah, such a great album. Scars That I'm Hiding is a good one. So is Brick. Blind was a good one. Panic, of course, great. Wait for Me, I really enjoyed. And there were a lot of great songs on here. So at number 53, we have From Ashes to New, Panic. Number 52, we have Devil Driver with Dealing with Demons 1. Now, it's been a little bit since I've heard this album, since October, but I really did enjoy this album. There were some smashing hits from this album. But yeah, there was a few songs, if I remember them correctly. There was one song that was a single. Well, I can't really remember all the tracks, so I'll have to go back and listen to this album again to be sure. I'm just being honest with you. I can't remember all the tracks. I think there was like 10 or 11 songs on this album. I think there was 10 at least. But it was a pretty good album for what it was. It wasn't disappointing. I really enjoyed majority of the singles. Not every single was great, but still, sorry if I sounded a little testy there with my voice. I don't know why I did that. I was like, I feel like I'm coming off as a dick now. But yeah, Devil Driver did a really good job on their new album, and at least it's in the 50 areas of my list. The lower 50s of the best albums of 2020 list of mine. So at number 52, we had Devil Driver with Dealing with Demons 1. Number 51, we have the Mulan, the original motion picture soundtrack. Now, this is a soundtrack, so I'm just letting you guys know that. This soundtrack was actually pretty good. Christina Aguilera's Reflection track was great. So was Loyal, Brave, and True. Loyal, Brave, and True was not my favorite, but I liked the Reflection one a lot more, because that's where she surprised me with her voice, with how high it could go. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, this is actually really good. But no, I didn't hate the soundtrack. They were mostly instrumentals and just playing music for most of the soundtrack. Just all you hear is just instrumental stuff. And it's not so bad. It is very long. It's like 82 minutes, I think, or 83 minutes. So you're in for a long soundtrack. But it's not disappointing, so you're probably gonna enjoy it. Uh, but it's unfortunate that they didn't have it in the movie, the song melodies or the songs, which kind of sucked. But eh, movie wasn't that great, but it did all right, in my opinion. So at number 51, we have Mulan, the original motion picture soundtrack for the new Mulan movie, the 2020 movie. At number 50, we have Machine Gun Kelly with Tickets to My Downfall. Now, I am surprised that this album made it on my best albums. I actually enjoyed Body Bag from from Machine Gun Kelly. And then I enjoyed Lonely, Concert for Aliens, My Ex's Best Friend, think is what it's called, or something like that. I'm not sure. It's been a little while since I've heard this album. Not that long, but I've heard it on repeat so many times. All I Know was pretty good with Trippie Redd in it, and Forget Me Too with Halsey in it was actually not too bad. I actually enjoyed it. Bloody Valentine, it kind of gets a little cringy to listen to now. I don't know, something about it just feels a little cringy, but the title track, Tickets to My Downfall, was great. But I gotta say my favorites are Lonely and Body Bag with Youngblood and Burt McCracken in it. McCracken. It's kind of gonna make me laugh now, but still at number 50, we had Machine Gun Kelly with Tickets to My Downfall. Number 49, we have Joji with Nectar. Now, there were some pretty smashing hits on this album. I didn't think it'd be on my best albums, but it apparently made it. And it wasn't that terrible. There were some good songs on here, like Daylight, I really liked. And Run was pretty good. Gimme Love was another good song. Sanctuary is another great song from this album. So there's some good hits. Some of the songs, it's been a while since I've heard, since like September, so it's been a little bit since I've heard this album, but I really did enjoy this album. It was very enjoyable, and I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't heard Joji's Nectar. It is a digital album, so you're not going to be able to find it on CD. I don't know if you can find it yet on CD, but maybe they'll make a CD version for it soon. But at number 49, we have Joji with Nectar. Number 48, we have Smith & Myers with Volume 1. Now, I didn't like the second volume as much as I liked the first one. First one was so much better. There's Panic, which was a good song. I really like that one and how the acoustic guitar is going. The Weight of It All was really awesome with Brent Smith and Zach Myers going at it in that song. Zach Myers was the one playing the acoustic guitar. Not Mad Enough is a great single. So is Better Now was a little cringy. But Rockin' in the Free World is another single, but it's a Neil Young cover. Most of their songs on this album were cover songs. Never Tear Us Apart was a cover song from some band that made it, I think. Can't remember who. You'll have to remind me in the comment section below, because I'm fairly forgetful with older bands, because I only follow the newer ones, to be honest, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, Smith & Myers Volume 1 wasn't that terrible. There was another song, Coast to Coast. That's another favorite of mine. I really like that one. So at number 48, we have Smith & Myers with Volume 1. Number 47, we have Big Sean with Detroit 2. Now, There were some. This was a long album, to be honest. So you're in for a pretty lengthy album, like 70 minutes or so, maybe something like that. But Detroit 2 wasn't disappointing. I really liked it. It made it at a good spot on my best albums of 2020. But still, most of the album, some of the songs tended to not strike me as good. Like Body Language was not that great. It was okay, but it wasn't great. Uh, Not my favorite song. Wolves was actually a good one with Post Malone in it. And there were some other songs on there that I really enjoyed. They He may have made a single for this song. He made a few singles for this album. But still, I enjoyed this record from start to finish. There was one song on there that was 9 minutes long, and it was great. It had a lot of good featured artists in it, but enjoyable. So, at number 47, we have Big Sean with Detroit 2. Number 46, we have Linkin Park with Hybrid Theory 20th Anniversary Edition album. Now, this is the 20th anniversary for Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory album. May Chester rest in peace, because he was a great singer. And to this day, I still love his music. He will be missed for sure, because he was a great singer, a great screamer, and all that. But he also could sing really low too with his clean vocals. And She Couldn't was a good single to release before this 20th anniversary edition dropped for this album. But yeah, then there was another song that released, In the End Rarities. LPU Rarities, I think it is. And it didn't do so bad. But there were some songs on here. Well, this whole thing, you're in for 80 songs. Guess how long it is? Almost 4.5 hours. So you're in for a long album. An anniversary edition album that is so long. But actually not too bad. I actually liked it. Even though the songs tended to drag on, by every song you listen to, you're like, oh, I'm getting tired. So after you finish it, you're like, finally. Because I had to listen to 4.5 hours of this Linkin Park Hybrid Theory 20th Anniversary Edition album. But it was worth it. So it paid off at the end. So at number 46, we have Linkin Park with Hybrid Theory 20th Anniversary Edition. Still love the regular edition to it. And Chester screams in it for most of them were pretty good. But yeah. At number 45, we have Ozzy Osbourne with Ordinary Man. Now this is going to be the last one I'll mention, then I gotta close out this part 3 video. This one was actually pretty good. Wouldn't call it great. There's some songs on here, like Eat Me was a little disgusting, but it's typical Ozzy Osbourne. So it's not bad, but it's not perfect. And some other songs like Goodbye was pretty good, but some of the melody was a little clustered. The title track is great with Elton John in it. And Take What You Want, his remake version for it. Ozzy's released the same song on his album from the Post Malone Hollywood's Bleeding album. But I did like what's the song called with the other song with Post Malone in it. I'd have to go back and listen to these songs, but Scary Little Green Men was a good one, and it's raining where I'm at, so sorry if you can hear that. But yeah, an enjoyable album, and it made it at a good spot on this list. So at number 45, we had Ozzy Osbourne with Ordinary Man. that's going to be it for part 3. I'll have to return to you again for part 4 to continue where I left off, but I hope you enjoyed this part 3 of Best Albums of 2020 video. Definitely stay safe, take care, and I'll see you soon in part 4 of Best Albums of 2020 video.